G'day friends, and welcome back to our very last, well, my last make and take. And this time we're going to do a bit of a fun fold along with a Christmas card. I'm just going to fix up this so that I know that I've actually got everything on camera. So I hope you've been enjoying yourselves. So as I said, this is a fun fold, just opens like that. I have got no idea what this fold is called. So if I find out, I will comment. But in the meantime, if you do know the fold, can you comment below please, so that I know what to call it. So we're going to be playing with the Stars at Night bundle, or the stamp set, the Stars at Night hybrid embossing folder, and the Stars at Night dies. Okay, so we'll bring in our kit. We'll just put that to the side, and for the moment, and then we're going to bring in our kit. Now I've pre-done a lot of stuff already. Now don't stress if you don't have this set or these papers. Oh, the papers we're using are excuse me, Shining Brightly Shining. Is it Shining Brightly? Oh, I forgot the name of. Shining Brightly specialty paper. Mine went blank then. So, and we're going to be using Night and Navy as our base card. So we're going to fold this in half. Now this is the way that I do my card, or this fold, but you may have a different way of doing it. Excuse me. I get this irritating cough. I think it's from an allergy. And every time I go to talk, it flares up again. So what I'm going to do is, whoops. Now I've scored it in half, so I'm actually going to cut it at 2 inches. Okay, from the top, from the score line, which is 5 centimetres. So we'll just chop that off. So that's that. So that's our fold, part of our fold. Then what we're going to do is chop off 1.5 inches. 1.5, which is about 3.8, I think, centimetres. Don't throw that piece away, we want that piece. And that will be our piece that is here. Okay, now before I realised it, I actually cut this piece back to size, but for future cards that I do this way, I wouldn't cut it back. I'd just leave it that size, just to save that little bit of fiddling around, because it's only about 1/8 of an inch that you're cutting back, and it's not worth it. Okay, so there are our 3 pieces for our card. And as I said, everyone is different, may have a different way of doing it, but this is the way I've done mine. So first up, what we'll do, excuse me, is do our inside. So we're going to grab a piece of Very Vanilla. I've got a strip of gold foil, and I've got a strip of the DSP. Okay, so we're going to stick this to that. Now with the gold foil, I use I don't use liquid glue. I tend to use tape or tear and tape adhesive if you wanted to. Normally I use my Stampin seal, but would you believe I've run out and I've forgotten to order, so I'm using my backup that I've still got a box of the stuff that I used to use for when I was doing wedding invitations. So I use it as a backup. Then I'm going to use our glue. That's right, it's empty. I'll bring in a new one. I apologise if there's shadows showing up. It's very overcast here. Always overcast, but we never seem to get any rain. The dome closes. Then we're going to stick this down the bottom of our piece of Very Vanilla. And I'm just leaving a very narrow edge around the sides and along the bottom. You don't have to if you don't want to. And then what we're going to do is stick to this to the inside, so that that's already done. Now I have done some stamping on the inside, but we're not going to do that. You can do it now if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave mine to the last. That's that. It's pretty paper, this. It's gorgeous. And Night of Navy for Christmas I love. So now we're going to grab these two pieces, okay? No, sorry. No, this piece, sorry. So we've got a large, not that piece. These two go together. Yep. That piece goes together. So that means these two pieces go together like that. So let's do that. And I've got a very narrow border around the edge. And while we're here, we'll do this piece as well. Once this is stuck on foil, it's stuck on foil. So just be very gentle and slow when you're using foil. Okay, so we can stick this piece to here. And for that, we can use our glue. Okay. So just like that. Okie dokie. So we'll put that aside for the moment. And we'll put this piece on the top of the front of our card. So you can open it if you want to, if you think that makes it easier for you. And again, I've left a very narrow border. I like my narrow borders. And that's that. Then what we're going to do is bring in this panel of Very Vanilla, and we're going to stamp this image here. And to do that, we'll bring our foam mat in. Because it's photopolymer. Now you don't have to stamp this image if you don't want to, but I've just done it to fill up a little bit of space. So we're just going to tap, tap, tap. It might sound like I'm really pressing down on that ink pad, but I'm not. It's just that it's it needs re-inking. Okay, so we'll just tap, 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 and we'll just do one more here. It's a pretty stamp set, this. I love this set, but then I love the stars though. And then we're going to stick this piece to our gold. So that means, move that out of the way for the time being. We'll grab our adhesive, our tape runner, oops, and we'll put this on here like that. Just like that. Grab our glue, liquid glue, or you can use what you have. You might use your Stampin seal or tear and tape, it's entirely up to you. And we're just going to put this on here, again with a very narrow border. Then what we're going to do is put our card together. So this panel, you can put this side or you can put that side, doesn't matter. So in this instance, let's do it this side, eh? We've already done it to the right, so let's do it to the left. So I'm just bring this piece down, and what we're going to do is sit it right at the bottom so that it's nicely squared away along the bottom and along the sides. And all I do is basically eyeball it. So we'll put a little bit of glue along the top, just about that much. As I said, I'm eyeballing it. Now I'm making sure that that panel is nice and straight, and I'm also making sure that there's no glue showing on this panel. You don't want glue on this panel, otherwise it will stick to the inside of your card and you're not going to be able to open it. Then what I'm going to do is again just a little bit along the bottom. I'm just squaring the bottom and the sides away, and I'm just going to do that. Press down like that, and again making sure that there's no adhesive behind. Now if you wanted to, you could put another piece of Night and Navy, the whole length of this card, to cover up these areas. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about that. I think it's okay just like that. So you just cut your panel, the length of the card and the width of this panel, and just stick it from here down to here, making sure that the sides are nicely squared away and tiddly, nice and tiddly. Okay. Then what we're going to do is, oh well, I've already done it actually. So what I did is I stamped this large star onto Scrap Fairy Vanilla. I then cut it out and embossed it at the same time. So this is a hybrid embossing folder, and what it does, it actually cuts and embosses at the same time. So I'm just going to show you. So for example, this large die with all your stars, if you put it in like that, just drop it in long way around. What am I doing? What am I doing? That's it. That's it. You can actually feel it. So you'll have your cardstock there, and if you drop this in, you can actually feel it slot in, okay? Just like that. Now you can cut them individually and then emboss them, or you can do the whole lot together, okay? It's great, these, I love them. They're a bit obsessive actually. So this is what we ended up with. That's it there. So all we're going to do now is grab a Stampin' Dimensional and pop it in the middle like that. Oops. Smack bang in the middle and press down. Then we'll grab our lovely, lovely, yummy, yummy adhesive back star trinkets. These are gorgeous. And where's my doobie dacker? I thought I had me, what do we call it? Take your pick tool, but I must have put it away. So we'll just use the scissors. So we're going to use a big one on the middle of our large star and just press down, and then we're going to use two small ones on this one. Just press down when it's in place. Whoops. And this one as well. Okay, so that's the front of our card done. Now, if you wanted to, and you've used an image that you didn't put any embellishments in the middle, I could have done the same here if I hadn't have done the embellishment. You could put, type your sentiment, stamp your sentiment, and you could put it across here so that it overlaps a little bit. But in this case, because I've put the embellishment in the middle, what we're going to do is stamp it inside. Okay, so to get it smack bang in the middle, what you can do, instead of eyeballing it, all I do is just lightly mark where I want to stamp it. So I've just done top and bottom of where that star overlaps. Okie dokie. And then we're going to open that up, bring in our foam mat, and we're going to stamp smack bang in the middle, hoping that it's straight, but we're going to practice. And I've got the Merry Christmas, and it's from the same Stars at Night stamp set. So we'll just go over here, just bear with me. Okay. So I'm going to stamp in between where I've left those marks with the pencil, and hoping that I can see it. I might have to take this down a bit, eh? Just hang 5, and that's it. So then once I've finished that, I just grab a rubber. Oh, we've got our rubber, and I'm just going to lightly rub those marks away. Okay, and then you can't see that. Excuse me. So that is our card. So that's the original with the panel on the right side, and that's our card for today with the panel on the left side. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As I said, it's a pretty stamp set, this, and it's probably about the only Christmas one I've purchased in the mini catalogue, only because I love stars. Okay, so next up is Sharon with her last make and take, and thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Okay, see ya. Hooray.